Hey, Arrow, how are you?
Doing good, man. What's happening with you?
Not much. Just did you see the new Top Gun Maverick movie?
I did.
You did. Did you ever see the original back in like 1986?
I had to rewatch it the second I saw the second one.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you like it going back to it?
You know what? I think I liked it better, and here's the reason. It's so interesting that you start off like this because I had this conversation with a theater manager the other day, and I said I think the reason why I didn't really like Top Gun the first time was because it was so close to Taps, and I felt like that. What is this Tom Cruise guy, this new guy on the block? Is he going to do all these war movies? And I think that's the reason why I did not like Top Gun the first time around.
Yeah, but Top Gun's the movie that actually put Tom Cruise on the A-list.
But in my heart, it was Taps, dude. I mean, I guess maybe it was just a different time. I mean, I just can't. I couldn't believe what I saw in Taps.
I felt like just the movie that really stood out before Top Gun for him was Risky Business, but that still wasn't enough to make him an A-lister. Top Gun was the one where he was like big time movie star.
Yeah.
That's where like people were like dressing like him, wanting to look like him.
Yeah.
The soundtrack goes to #1 because of the movie, like all of that, you know?
Oh, I know, because I was that guy. Music 97 KOOK from Top Gun. Here's this song.
Yeah,
I was that guy.
Yes.
Oh my
God.
God.
I thought Top Gun Maverick, I thought it's really great. I thought it was exceedingly cool. I love that they used some classic 80s music again, that the Hans Zimmer and Lady Gaga contributing to the score. She, of course, has a new song for the soundtrack here as well. And, you know, just like the aircraft and the jets have evolved and gotten better and are changed over the decades, so have the effects. And it's just this charming action, drama, romance, thrilling, suspenseful. I mean, seeing these action sequences on the big screen and what they do in this aircraft in the film is just, I mean, sometimes I feel like I want my body to be a joystick, and I try to move to try to make like what I'm seeing, like the characters or in this case the aircraft move in the direction that I'm leaning my body or something. Like that's how I know I'm really, really into it. And I thought Tom Cruise was fantastic. It's fun seeing him again in a role where he's playing a bit of the underdog who's fighting for something, that character that we see him in the first Top Gun, that we see him in like A Few Good Men, where he's just like still that guy as opposed to have walked up the ladder. Val Kilmer, of course. You've got Miles Teller, who could be introducing Ray-Bans to a new generation. Mm-hmm. He was really great in this. And then Jennifer Connelly. I feel like Tom Cruise and Jennifer Connelly are the on-screen pairing that I never knew I needed.
You're right about that. I was so in love with the two of them. Is that wrong to say?
No, they're two of the most beautiful people alive, always have been. And I don't know why I didn't think of it before. And, you know, Jennifer Connelly is probably my top 3 favorite actresses. Wow. And, you know, I just was like, there was such screen magic in their moments. That was great. And then also you have all the iconic Tom Cruise in motion moments, whether he is running or on a motorcycle or flying a jet or whatever. Tom Cruise in motion is kind of all you need to make a movie good.
That's so cool. Hey, but you know what the big talk here is in Charlotte, at least, is that everybody who saw it and has not seen it, the lines are on the RDX lines. They want to experience it in an RDX theater.
What lines? People are lining up to see it in the RDX.
They are sold out.
What's happening? You mean for the sound?
Oh no! What happens is it's the motion of the seats, it's the scent of the air, it's the water. It's 4D basically. The RDX theater.
Oh, we don't have that here.
Oh my God! It is. I mean, and that's what I'm saying is that they are sold out for weeks because and the thing is they're telling people do not sit back in the chair. You've got to lean forward and experience everything that takes place.
Wow. Did you get to see it that way?
No, I'll be puking everywhere.
Yeah. Mine maybe as well. Right. Jeez. Yeah, there are some things they do. They're like passing out. It's amazing. Okay. No, very good. Well, it's just, you know, I just saw the audience applauding before the movie started and at the end. It's a real crowd pleaser. A little cheesy. Some of the dialogue's cheesy, but it's forgivable and it's cute. See it. I mean, it's one to see. It was a very fun movie.
All right. Now, you know, I'm from Montana. So when I see something on your list here that says Montana Story, you know those are fighting words. What's going on with that?
Hello, your expectations here, because Montana Story is a neo-Western about a son who's caring for his father on life support, also dealing with bankruptcy, and then suddenly his estranged sister arrives, hasn't seen her in like 7 years, and there should be some tension and drama. There kind of is, but Hilly Lou Richardson plays the sister. I really like her, and she's does fine with what she's got to work with in this film, but you barely get to know them. It's mostly quiet, and you kind of slowly get pieces of like, why was she estranged? What's the problem? What's the dynamic? What are the issues that this family's having? What's going on here? What's the story aside from just this being this quiet, boring, slow movie for 2 hours? I was mostly thinking to myself, why was this movie even made?
Oh, boy.
And then I'm like, it's a Western, but like most Westerns, there are a couple of things that make Westerns Westerns. For example, sweeping, gorgeous cinematography. Think about Power of the Dog and all those amazing shots of the mountains, and this was like the score. No great cinematography. The score was nothing to write home about, or memorable, or interesting, or evocative even. And there's just nothing remarkable about it. Even when you do get pieces of story here where you kind of begin to understand the dynamic between this brother and sister, it's just kind of contrived and manipulative. It's nothing that makes you either really care. It's kind of lazy. And then I was like, wow, a lazy story that takes way too long to tell in a movie that doesn't really give me anything to look at either. Skip it.
Wow. So was it actually filmed in Montana?
I don't know. Yeah.
Because, I'm that guy that I talked with the actors of the show Yellowstone. And I said, you guys do realize that being from Montana, you guys are not filming that in the Yellowstone Valley at all. And I told them where I felt they were, and I pinpointed it. And that's the thing about it, is that when you travel Montana the way that I did, you cannot try. That's like a Southerner or a Northerner coming down here with a fake Southern accent. Not gonna happen.
It's like filming New York scenes in Toronto. It's just a joke. Yeah, exactly.
You just can't do it, man. I'm so sorry that you had to sit through that, man. I mean, I'm gonna write a letter to the governor up there and see if I can get your time back. So now, Stranger Things, I thought that was a November thing.
Really? Why?
For some reason, I thought that it was coming out in November. I didn't. Oh my God, it's back then, right?
It's back today. Season 4 today, baby.
Shut up.
Yeah, and it's season 4, volume 1. We got the first 7 episodes of season 4 today, and then on July 1st, the final 2 episodes of season 4. There will be a season 5. They haven't started shooting it yet, but there will be, and that will be the final season. But there's already talk about a spin-off series.
But are they too late? Because so much time has gone by. They've grown up. I mean, are we still going to get into it?
Yes and no. Yes and no in the sense that certainly episodes... Okay, here's how season 4 works. I watched all 7 episodes of volume 1 that are available today. And episodes 1 through 4, yes, I was like, whoa, this show has jumped the shark. It is about something different now. I'm not as interested. It's not Stranger Things anymore. They're dealing with other things. Other things are going on, other plot points. It's kind of just not what they look too old to be in high school. It's all this. It's all just kind of like, it's also way more focusing on the horror aspect of the genre that's in its roots. And it was just kind of scary and gross and then not much. But episode 5 turns back to what we know and love of Stranger Things. Episode 6 delivers on it in spades, and episode 7 was shebang. Okay, and also here's the thing: all the episodes are over an hour. Like episode 7 was like an hour and a half, like 90 minutes. Yeah, so it's this whole season overall is almost twice as long as each of the previous seasons, just because the length of each episode is so much longer. That's partially too why they've taken so long to get it out. It says they basically are delivering us 2 seasons right now in one. And it is, again, you got to get through those first 4 episodes, which I was like, I'm just not really into the show anymore. Okay, it's just lost its touch. But then it turns right back and fully, and then some, gives you everything, gives you all these answers. You figure everything out. By the end of these 7 episodes, I don't know where episodes 8 and 9 are going to go on July 1st, but at least by the end of these 7 episodes, you have every answer you've ever had about this series, and every question is answered. When you wonder about, I mean, you figure, I don't want to do spoilers, but you figure everything out.
Wow. So now is Billy Bobby Brown, is she old enough now where I can say, man, I love her acting. I think she's going to be brilliant, because there's a certain age where you can't say anything like that.
Yeah, she's doing a lot better. She's she's a lot more range in this one, because now she's a fully integrated into regular society girl in high school. Yeah. And so you see her kind of living the life and wanting what everyone we know and identify with wants, and at that age. And then dealing with the issues of her past too. So you see the more range from her this season than she's ever had to show before. She's fantastic. The other kids are great too. I was just, they're all doing their thing. They're all kind of a little bit more pigeonholed and kind of one note. They don't get as much of an arc as she does.
Yeah.
But she's always been more of the star of the show. But but they're still great at what they're doing, and they still have their moments to shine where you're either laughing or they're touching or you're getting it.
I've got high hopes for her. I really do. And I don't know what it is about her, right? I'm thinking that we're rewatching Drew Barrymore or a child actor becoming, just unbelievable in the future.
She's great.
Kind of reminds me of
Winona Ryder.
Roddy
Come on, it's so fun to see Winona Ryder.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. I'm so glad you brought that up. That was when they first brought her in there, it was like, God, somebody finally believes in her again.
I know. And it's fun seeing her because we all grew up with her. And so she, and so to see her, like what she looks like, it's kind of like, this is what we are supposed to look like at this age. And like, this is what she's doing now and how she's, it's kind of stuff. So it's like, it's very neat to have her in this, and she's great. She's a little bit, she overacts a little bit. She's a little big in her facial expressions in a lot of the series, but it's forgivable and it's fine. And she's still a fantastic actress.
It's Winona. She can get rid. I mean, she can do anything she wants.
Yes, she can.
So what are you doing on the TV show today? They have you on set?
Yeah, today I'm back on set after 3 weeks not being, and so it just going to be going and doing on TV what I just did with you. So I'm kind of looking forward to a little bit of the break because I like going on location to things, but gosh, when you do it every week or several weeks in a row, it's really exhausting. It's a very different experience. When you're appearing on location back and talking to people on set, like they see you, but you don't see them. Last week I had like a 4-second delay, so they'd ask me a question. It was like, yeah. And then the same. And then after I'd asked me, so that's always very awkward and uncomfortable when you watch it back. It's just like, so.
Oh my God. That was one of the things that I had to deal with when I did my stuff for Channel 3. And I was out there every day, every morning. It was a new place. And the thing is that wearing that IFB in places where you didn't want to have something in your ear, I hated that feeling, period. Because those directors were always talking to you.
Oh, totally. But also now, instead of IFBs a lot of the time, you're just wearing like, your Apple AirPods or something.
Yeah.
But then you've got that white thing hanging down that half looks like you're wearing like an earring or something. And like, I hate that too. So it's like, it's strange. I mean, it's technology. It's how we're making the content these days, I suppose. But I'm just learning, and this is a new series that I'm thrilled to be hosting, and I'm just kind of still getting used to it.
That is so incredible that you're doing this, because I mean, it's still with all the choices that we can have on the flat screen, you're still investing your time and creativity in something where it's about connecting with people, and I just find that so inspiring.
Well, I've been here for 10 years now, and I have gotten to know this community and the thriving art scene, and I just like to cheerlead and champion that as much as I can.
So you're saying that if I came up there and you and I went into a coffee shop in front of people would come up to you and say, "Hi, Ryan"?
I mean, no, has it happened? Yes, but I think by and large people don't care or don't know, or I'm on a morning show, like who not everybody watches that. There's a small kind of a sector of the audience that even tunes in maybe. And, I've had a security guard at the airport when I was going to the airport once, like stop me and say, my wife loves you. You're a movie guy. She wants me to dress more like you. Or people tell me they like what I was wearing, or people coming up and like to my parents when they're with me and being like, are you Mr. J? It's like kind of funny to be like, to have them approached or something. I mean, it does happen, but I think by and large when people recognize you, especially in a small town like this, they just don't care, don't leave you alone and that kind of thing. So it's strange.
That's like I got an essential job during the lockdown and I haven't left it yet, but I work at a grocery store, and people will come up and they'll say, "Hey, Arrow, what's going on?" And my name tag doesn't say Arrow. Arrow has nothing to do with that grocery store, but my coworkers will look at me going, "Who the hell is Arrow?" What the hell?
Oh my God, that's so funny. You're like, you're like my superhero name, my secret identity.
I am Batman.
Yeah, exactly. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that's so funny.
RyanJReviews.com. Anything special happening?
No. Just status quo, good reviews there. And, if you've missed anything the last couple of weeks, head over to my website and check out what to see, stream, or skip right now.
Well, see, I use your website because I'm one of those latecomers when it comes to watching movies and stuff like that. And so if I want to see something 2 months after we talked about it, I'll go to your website and see what you said about it. So, I mean, it's such a tool for me.
Thank you. Yeah, I do that myself. Sometimes there are things from years ago that I don't even remember that I saw, and I'll go to my website and look it up, and I'll be like, wow, I reviewed this? Don't even remember it. Or there have been times where I've watched an entire movie from years ago, and I like it, and then I'll go to my website and be like, oh my God, I saw this, I don't remember it. And then I'll look at my review, and I give it a horrible review, and I was like, God, what was my attitude that day? Because actually, so you never know. It's such a strange world. I think I have horrible short-term memory.
I love it. I love it. Dude, you got to come back anytime. You know that door's always open.
Thank you so much.
Have a brilliant Memorial Day weekend, okay?
You too, Arrow. Enjoy.